Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Yarnciful vlog. My name is Carrie, also known as Yarnciful. You can find me on Ravelry, Facebook and Twitter as Yarnciful, and show notes for the vlog will be at yarnciful.co.uk. There is a Ravelry group for the vlog. I'll put a link down below, also be a link in show notes, but if you go on Ravelry and just search for Yarnciful or Yarnciful vlog, it should come up. So hello, welcome to all returning viewers. Thank you very much for joining me yet again, and for anybody who's new, welcome. I'm glad that you could join me and I hope that you enjoy watching. So I hope that everybody had a lovely week, and I hope that anybody in the UK who's watching has survived this ridiculous wind. Not used to it, I don't like it. It's really been howling, hasn't it? So, and at the moment, because we're thinking, well, we are going to be moving next year, we've stripped the back garden back and we've put weed control membrane down on it, which is sort of pegged down, and it's got some bricks and things around the outside, but we keep having to go out and walk it and make sure that all the pegs are still in because the wind's getting underneath it and trying to lift it up, so that's been fun. It's basically a garden-sized kite. So yeah, it's so far so good, touch wood, it's been okay, just a few pegs that we've had to push back in. So I know I said it before, but it is going to be quite a short one today. I'm going out this evening. I know, I don't go out very often, so that's why I'm recording today, because tomorrow probably really won't be in any fit state for people to be seeing me. So, well, hopefully, that's the plan anyway. But yeah, it's my birthday next week and my best friend's working, so we thought we could get together this evening and have birthday drinks. So, yes. And like I say, I'm not going to record tomorrow, so I thought I'll do it today. It'll mean it's a bit shorter, and I'm afraid the lighting's probably a little bit weird. It's, at the moment, we only get the sun around the back here in sort of the late afternoon, and at the moment, because it's going dark quite early, it feels like I wait all morning for the sun to come around the back, and then as soon as it gets here, it just disappears behind the houses behind us. So yeah, it's it might be really bad. I might be getting a really nice golden glow, which is what I'm hoping for. So yeah, hope you all had a good week. Let me know on the group what you've been getting up to, or post some comments would be nice. I like hearing what people have been doing. What have I been up to? Not a huge amount. Went and did a little bit more clothes shopping. Bought a couple of sort of smaller sized things because I don't mind wearing stuff baggy while I'm losing weight, but a couple of my dresses has gotten to the stage where they were actually gaping around the armholes sort of thing, so I thought they're going to have to go. I'm going to have to get more instead. So I think I picked this one up. Yeah, wasn't much, I think it was £10. So yeah, feathers, I like feathers. So yeah, I did a little bit of clothes shopping. I don't think I've been to town for coffee this week. My mum? No, she hasn't phoned to meet for coffee. Maybe I'm being too timed. If you're watching, Mum. No, it's fine. I could have phoned you as well. Yeah, must do that and arrange for next week. So yeah, not a vast amount of crafting, just little bits and pieces. Started knitting my even star swatch, but I'm going to redo it because I didn't trust the pattern. I thought that I knew better. Knowing what my gauge is like on fine yarns, I thought that I knew better, so I didn't use the suggested size of point, and I think I should have. So I'm going to redo it with the suggested size. Can't remember what the suggested size is off the top of my head. But yeah, so I'll let you know how that goes. What else have I been doing? Some spinning, which I'll show you shortly. I think other than that, I did a little bit on my socks, a little bit on my Lecce blanket. If you want to see what I'm talking about, you need to go to previous show notes or go to a previous episode. But yeah, done a little bit on those. not enough to warrant bringing them up, and I don't want to spend, you know, I'm like, I'll ton her on, so I don't want to spend ages talking about them when I've not really done much. Zanzibar by Kieran Foley. Oh god, it's lovely. So these are the yarns that I'm using. Zorba Ball, they're both by Wonderwool. This is a Zorba Ball. The colourway is Frisch or Fresh, or I really don't know how you say it. If somebody wants to let me know. That's the colourway, I hope you can see that. Lovely, really, really nice. And then this is Admiral, is the yarn. I cannot remember the name of the colourway. I do remember that it is a fruit of the plum family variety type thing, because I looked it up. But yeah, the links to the yarns on Ravelry will be in the show notes. So that's what I'm using to knit it. And I don't think you'll be able to see it amazingly well, because this is one of those patterns where it's blocking is everything, but I'll try and stretch it out a little bit for you. So I'm on the third section. Let's try and do it that way a little bit. It's such fun to knit. Now I'm through that initial stress of the increases and having to restart. It's really, really good fun to knit. I think if anything I've gone in the other direction, because I was having problems with my increases, that they were too loose, and I was ending up with, I mean, as you're knitting until it's blocked, you kind of end up with these little woolly nipples anyway. But I think if anything I've gone the other direction now, and I think they might be a little bit too tight. So the first set I think definitely were a little bit too tight. On this next set I loosened it a little. I think I've loosened it a little bit further still on the last one that I did, but it is what it is. I'm not re-knitting it. I probably will make another one of these in the future, but yeah, I'm treating it as a learning curve as much as anything. I'll show you the back as well. The back's so cool. I haven't woven in my ends. I'll do that at the end, I think. But yeah, so Zanzibar by Kieran Foley, if anybody's interested, do check it out. It's an awesome pattern. Yeah, please, I'm looking forward to wearing it. I thought when I cast it on with the numbers, I can't remember how many stitches are in it now. I think it's like 59 you start with, thereabouts. And I thought, oh, that's going to be small. But actually, once it's blocked out, it's going to be quite a decent size. So, and I'm so pleased I'm getting into this next colour. What I like, because on the original pattern, it's knitted up where this purple is. It suggests you use 10 metre lengths of lots of different colours of yarn of the same weight as your Zorba Ball. But I decided to go with the purple. Two reasons. One is I really like purple, and the other is that I really like the way that a colour changes depending on what it's with. So like, I don't know whether you can really see it on camera, but here the purple seems quite subdued, but now it's getting into this turquoise, it seems much brighter. And I know against some colours it will go a little bit more yellowy and so on and so forth. So I kind of wanted to play with the way that the purple looks against these colours. I think because it's the blue, the red, the yellow, the green, purple works well with those colours. So, or I like them with those colours anyway, and it will bring out different elements in the purple, I think. So yeah, that is Zanzibar. It's really, really fun to knit. Oh, and it is on Knit Pro Symphony interchangeables, just for anybody who's interested. I rarely use straight needles. I generally use interchangeables. From the time that I spent beading, my shoulder can give me problems. I don't know whether it's perhaps frozen shoulder, something like that, but yeah, my shoulder gets quite painful. But I do find that using circulars, because the weight is taken by your lap or a table if you're sat at a table. It's not putting quite so much strain on my shoulder, whereas with straight needles you're kind of holding the weight of most of the garment. So yeah, you will rarely see me knitting on straights other than DPNs. Sometimes I do quite like using DPNs. It took me a long time to get to grips with using a circular needle, to be honest with you, especially during Magic Loop. I just could not get my head around it. So yeah, I learnt circular knitting on DPNs, so you will occasionally see me with those, but I don't have any nice DPNs. I've only got metal ones, and again, I like wooden needles rather than metal preferably, so I should get some really. I will at some point. Excuse me. Finished objects. So my other half was complaining last weekend that his head was cold, so I made him a bankhead on, I think I cast it on Monday evening and then I finished it Tuesday, or was it Sunday into Monday, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I made him a bankhead. This is by Susan Gourlay. Somebody can tell me how to pronounce that properly, I would absolutely love it, please. But yeah, just the bankhead. I'd heard everybody going on about them and I'd not knitted one, so I made him one. And this is the same Aran that I used for his jumper. There was black and grey, and for Christmas I'm going to be making the handbrake cowl by the Bakery Bears. I was going to use the grey for that because he doesn't like being too matchy, so I thought, well, if I do the hat in black and the cowl in grey, and then it'll kind of go with his jumper but not too much, sort of thing. So yeah, bankhead. It's not been blocked. He tends to wear them straight off the needles. They don't get blocked normally when I make him a hat, but it does sort of, I suppose at least then it forms to his head properly rather than me making it just a generic shape. So yeah, I finished that. Finished my gradient spinning. I haven't caked it yet, which if you watched last week may surprise you because I've been caking everything. But yeah, finished my gradient. I hope you can see it properly. Now, I think I mentioned this in episode 1. Yeah, it was bought on eBay, the fibre. Somebody bought a load of different shades of purple to do some sort of project, and she decided to eBay all of the little bits that she'd got left over. I can't think how much there was in total now. I should have a look, see if the if I've still got the email about it, or if it's still showing on my eBay account. But yeah, so I won it. I didn't pay much for it. I sort of spanned some and then I didn't do any for quite a while. It's been a little bit challenging. There's a few joins in it. I don't know, it was like as though it had been, some of the staple length had been broken in places, so you'd be spinning away and sort of drafting at the same rate, and then you'd get a bit and the wheel would just rip it from my hands. So I don't know, I mean, I was altering the tension on my wheel as the bobbin got fuller, and it was okay most of the time. It's just the odd spot. So there are joins, especially in the, when I was chaining it, sort of thing. I mean, it doesn't help that some of my bits are much thinner than others. As I've said before, my spinning's really hit and miss because I'm out of practice completely. That's quite a good. Let's see the colours a bit more now. So it's not perfect. If anyone has any suggestions, I was thinking of like a little shawlette thing. I have 175.5 thereabouts meters. I did count my winds onto the niddy noddy when I was taking it off the bobbins. Weight, I'm going to say DK. Bits of it wrap at a finer yarn, bits of it are much floofier. So are coming up a little bit thicker. I mean, it's probably the odd bit where you could virtually call it an Aran, but I'm going to say DK on average, I would say, although maybe it's, don't know, it's floofier. I think because it's floofy, it's wrapping tighter than it actually looks, because it kind of looks more chunky. Maybe I'm going to say chunky, although bits of it are really fine. Sorry, I'm arguing with myself. No, I'm going to say if we work on the principle, it's roughly a DK. I do want to knit it. I don't want it to be too tight. And yeah, 175 metres thereabouts. So if anyone's got any suggestions, because failing that, I'm just going to do like a mitered triangle shawl thing from it, because I really want to make the most of the gradient-esque nature of it. But yeah, suggestions would be gratefully accepted. I'm looking forward to knitting it though. I am pleased. So I think next, I don't know what to spin next. A part of me feels like I should spin the goldfish bowl hand painted yarn that I did, fibre. But the Manos del Uruguay is kind of calling to me, because I watched Andre Sunitz this week and she was on about fractal spinning. Now I have come across fractal spinning before. I had a craftsy class a while ago, which I think I returned because when I watched it, or I sort of went through it, there wasn't a huge amount on there that I didn't know about. The only bit that was really of interest with fractal spinning, and even then I'd heard of it before and kind of I knew the gist of it enough that I could go and look it up. Anyway, so I think I actually returned the class, which Craftsy are excellent for that. If you get a class and you're not happy, they will just refund you the money and you can get something different instead, which is exactly what I did. I went and got I think I got a brioche knitting class instead, which was excellent. But yeah, she was on about fractal spinning. I think the Manos will really lend itself to that, because the one thing, this is the small ball that I spun up already of it, and the one thing I didn't like was the way that the colours are working. I mean, I don't mind barber poling, I quite like it, but other than the odd section where, because there's quite a bit of this like golden umbery brown in it, and there's the odd bit of blue that's done it where you've got colour on colour, it's basically all barber poled. And I just think with fractal you have a tendency to you do get a lot of barber poling, but you do get some good stretches of solid colour. So I'm thinking I possibly might do that, and I think I've got another 4 or 5 braids of that, at least 4, probably 4.5, I don't know, because this wasn't a whole braid. I think this was about a half a braid, and I'm thinking I might spin it finer as well. I'm possibly thinking shawl, maybe, not sure yet. I want to do something. I mean, for me, that's quite a lot of fibre of the same colourway, so I want to make something that's really going to make the most of having that much fibre of the same colourway. But I don't think I can't see me knitting a handspun jumper out of it or anything. So yeah, I'm thinking possibly a shawl, so I need to spin it finer if I'm going to do that. I might have to practice on some not so useful fibre first. But yeah, so that was my spinning. I haven't done any sewing. No, I haven't. The only thing I did bring up, because now it's getting to winter, and obviously, like I say, it made that for my other half, was if anybody's looking for a novelty but usable knit for Christmas. I made this a few years ago now, and I think it's absolutely amazing. It is the Motorway Moses hat by Wilf Lunn. You can find it on Ravelry. Search Motorway Moses or search Giant Glove. How amazing is that? Seriously. My husband hates it. He thinks it looks ridiculous on me. I adore it. I will put it on. My hair's not really built for it today, but you see, the trouble is, if I wear it like this, that's awesome. I hope you can see it. It is awesome. But then it occasionally ends up like this. And my husband calls it the chicken head hat. Really hope you can see. So yeah, I mean, I see what he means, I really do, but it's excellent. It was knitted in it's knitted in DK, and I knitted it on quite small needles. I wanted to get a really dense fabric. I wanted those small stitches that bought gloves have. So, well, they're not small stitches, they're quite big stitches, but it's a giant glove. So yeah, if you're looking for something that's really, really fun and really cool, I would definitely suggest that. Motorway Moses, Wolf Lung. I think that's all I brought to show you. Yeah. I did say I'd let you know for definite if I had updated my stash page on Ravelry. What do you think? No. Have taken pictures. What I might do, I don't know if I'll get them all on there, but what I might do is while this is uploading, I might upload a few of the photos and get some of it on there. I have been caking, but it's been more of the same. It's been more of the James C. Brett and more of the Magic Aaron. I couldn't think what it was called then, which I'm using for the Lecce. So yeah, I'm still enjoying my caking, but there's been nothing particularly interesting caked this week. I'm looking forward to caking my my hand spun though. I think that's going to look lovely in a cake. So that's it, yeah, plans for the week. Start some more spinning, probably the Manastor Uruguay, and get some more done on Zanzibar. And if I feel like it, it's my birthday week, so it's going to be quite a chilled out laid back week, but if I feel like it, I'll redo the Even Star swatch properly and see how I get on with that. So that's it. Told you it'd be short. Bet you're amazed. Shout out to Lynn at White Stitches, thank you for the mention. If anybody's looking for anything good to watch this week, Danny from Little Bobbins Knits has uploaded an episode. Andre Sue Knits was good this week. Oh yeah, on Andre Sue Knits she's done the Frisky Reindeer hats. Well, she showed it, I think she's done it a while ago. But yeah, if that's another fun one, if you want to knit something for somebody for Christmas, I'm going to do that one. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's Frisky Reindeers, and it's just a chart. I can't remember who did it, but you can find it on Ravelry if you search for Frisky Reindeer. But it's quite subtle, the way, especially the way that it was knitted up on Andre Sue Knits. You have to look to see that it's Frisky Reindeers, so that does look like good fun. But I need to get yarn for that if I'm going to knit it. Oh no, stash enhancement. How terrible, it's such a hardship, isn't it? I feel quite lost without any stash enhancement this week. Share yours with me. If you bought anything nice, share it with me and I can be joyous for you instead. So yeah, I hope you have a good week. If anybody's got anything interesting to talk about, please comment or pop over to the group. How's your Christmas planning, Christmas knitting going, sort of thing. And yeah, all being well, I will see you next weekend. Have a lovely time. I think that's it. Take care. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.